Alright, so I just wanted to make a quick video and outline some of the differences that I've seen over the past 5 months. The video on top was from today, August 9th. The video on bottom is from 5 months ago, March 12th. And the velocity is about between 3 and 5 miles an hour difference, with the video on top being faster, between 80 and 83 miles an hour. The video on bottom being about 77 to 79. So I just wanted to make a video to highlight some of these differences that I'm seeing. Actually, a lot of the metrics are similar, like you can see in this first picture here. The knee height, the knee flexion, and the trunk flexion are all pretty similar, but I'll show that there are some things here that are actually pretty majorly different, and so we'll get right into it. So first I want to highlight the arm action. So we can see at the glove break here what happens with the arm. So in both videos I get to that same position. Also in the top video I have an 11-inch pitcher's glove on, and in the bottom video I have a 13-inch outfielder's glove on, and I think that did contribute to the increase in velocity, was just taking some of that weight off my front side from a 13-inch glove. So here we go. So in the top video, the arm path, as you can see, is decently short. There's a little bit of elbow climb, but I get to my position in scap retraction pretty quickly. On bottom, if you watch that same movement with the arm, it kind of swings out and then swings back into a pretty bad angle right there before getting into a position of some scap retraction. So in the top video I definitely get there a lot quicker. In the bottom video, you can see that arm just swing out in like that before getting to that position. So then we get to this. These numbers are all pretty similar except stride length, which actually stride length generally correlates to higher velocities. In the top video, my stride length is 12% lower than on the bottom video. Another point to make is that the efficiency rating that I got from Pitch AI here, the top video was 99%, which is the highest efficiency I've ever gotten. On the bottom it was 5%. So I think that had a lot to do with the arm action. Also, the hip-shoulder separation can be misleading. On bottom it actually says that there's 3 more degrees of hip-shoulder separation, which that's good. More doesn't necessarily always equal better, but that is a little bit more hip-shoulder separation, which is good there. But if you look at this position on top, I get there in a lot better of a way. So as I come out of my peak knee position there, you can see that this foot is still closed out to that point. Here, I'll draw a little guy here, just right here. You can see that this foot is still closed. What I mean by closed is that it hasn't swung open yet. And you can look here down in this bottom video that I open the foot a lot earlier. And you're not supposed to swing the foot open at any point, but at this point already you can see that is starting to open. See? And so on top, where it finally starts opening, at that point, on bottom it had already happened way earlier than that. But again, an adjustment that I still need to make is that the back knee here, right here, the back knee, actually is not the thing that is causing my pelvis to open, and it's the same on top. The back knee is not really causing this pelvis to open, and so I'm losing some velocity there for sure. But it is better on top there, that I'm able to stay closed for just a bit longer before finally opening up. So that's an adjustment I'm still working on. Okay, so now we'll get on to this last metric here. Peak elbow torque. I'll clear that for you. Peak elbow torque. There we go. You want this number to be as low as possible. So here on top you can see 61 Newton meters per second, or Newton meters, and here on bottom it's 64, so you want that to be as low as possible. External rotation is the exact same for both of them. So now we will get to our last metric here, which is going to be arm speed, which is actually heavily correlated with velocity. Guys like Garrett Cole have arm speeds of up to like 28 miles an hour, or 28 meters per second. And so 24 meters per second is actually pretty solid. That's actually pretty fast. And on bottom it's 15 meters per second, which is insanely slow. So, I mean, even just... I mean, that could have to do with the arm action for sure. The arm just being able to move quicker because it gets into its positions in a lot better of a way.